Hi, I did an event outside Morrison's at the weekend, which sparked a little bit of controversy and conversation. The controversy came from a couple of organisations pulling from the event because they felt it might be insensitive to do activism at this period, considering what's going on in the Ukraine. At least that's what they said. However, as I said in a previous video on why we shouldn't cease doing activism during difficult periods, I don't believe that. I think the only justification that anyone has for not going ahead with outreach events during times of trouble like we're seeing in the Ukraine is that they will fail to get very good media, because obviously the priority for the media is dealing with and covering the horrific events going on in Ukraine right now, quite rightly so. So I understand that. I understand why people don't want to spend their resources on something that they intended to get good media coverage for and promote the cause they're trying to promote. However, the world keeps turning, animals still suffer, and as I said previously, I won't cease campaigning because of atrocities going on in the world elsewhere. As those of you who know me or know about me will know that I have a son in Kiev. He's fortunately now reached Poland, although his mother's remained in Kiev. So I have a vested interest there, and that hasn't stopped me from doing other activism, and nor should it. People are still willing to listen. And the event we did at the weekend was super successful. We talked to many customers of Morrison's, and they were very open to our message and very upset at what Morrison's are doing and why they are particularly having a finger pointed at them over their welfare standards for chickens. So what is this campaign about? It's about Franken chickens, and it is the way they are kept, the way they are bred in order to produce cheap, huge product for their consumers. Now, they're not promoting that in their Market Street welfare brand, and yet these are the very chickens they're selling under that brand. So what is wrong with the way they're doing this? Quite apart from the fact that it's wrong to abuse animals in any way, these animals are grown, confined in cramped sheds, bred to grow unnaturally large far too quickly. They suffer from chemical burns. They have to stand in their own waste, which contains concentrated levels of ammonia. This chemical leaves painful burns on their skin. They suffer heart attacks. These unnaturally large birds have such high blood pressure that many die slow, painful deaths from heart disease or arrhythmias. They get leg pain. Chickens raised for food grow so large, so fast that they endure debilitating diseases and suffer from such leg pain that they struggle to even walk. I've been in these sheds. I've seen the kind of living conditions they have, and it is like something from a horror movie. It's disgusting. So what are we asking for? Firstly, why Morrison's? So at the outset of the campaign, Humane League UK and Open Cages UK, along with Chris Packham as spokesperson, approached and wrote to many suppliers of chicken across the UK, whether it be supermarkets, high street brands, cafes, restaurants, that kind of thing, who sell chicken. and they asked them to sign up to the Better Chicken Commitment. And that's exactly what we're asking Morrison's to do. Out of all the companies that Chris Packham wrote to, there was only Morrison's that didn't even bother responding. They so arrogant, they don't think they need to do anything. They think their customers will just believe everything they say, and the myths they put on their high welfare branded chicken are exactly that, myths. Other companies still sell these chicken as well, so it's not just Morrison's who are responsible, but Morrison's are the only one who are refusing to engage. Other companies are saying they're going to phase out the use of these kind of chickens. Some are just saying they are not yet ready to take that step, but they're in conversation about it. So that's why particularly Morrison's have fired me as an employee for speaking out about this issue. And I won't go into too much detail about that, but there will be a tribunal case because their justification for sacking me was, I believe, not correct. So what is the Better Chicken Commitment? It's a set of 6 welfare measures which would help end the worst abuses these chickens suffer. So signing the Better Chicken Commitment would give chickens raised for meat more space and natural light, and they would not grow to be so unnaturally large. And did you know, for example, that over 90% of chickens bred for meat in the UK are raised on these kind of farms? And well over 200 companies now have signed up to the Better Chicken Commitment, including companies like Greggs, KFC and Nando's. So if we put enough pressure on Morrison's, then they can add their name to that list, and this pressure stops. We don't have to keep haranguing Morrison's, and we don't have to keep on with the outreach outside and inside of their premises. So, you know, it's in their interests to engage with Open Cages and Humane League and Chris Packham about this campaign. While they continue to ignore it, we will continue to campaign. As simple as that. So we went out at the weekend, we flyered around the store, we talked to their customers, we showed footage of the farms that were exposed undercover by Open Cages, and people were very receptive. Lots of people said they will not buy chicken at Morrison's anymore. Lots of people told us that they'd consider going vegan. So we had some really useful conversations and met people who want to come and join us and join in with the next event we do outside there. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I haven't decided on a date yet. It probably won't be the one that coincides with the Open Cages next day of action, because that clashes with a huge event nationally and internationally on vivisection. So I'm not sure they were that sensible in choosing their date, but we'll go ahead and we'll do something in Bognor anyway at some date in the near future. So I'll let people know through my Facebook when exactly that is. So yeah, that's a little bit about why we're doing the Morrison's Misery campaign and why I refuse to be bowed and refuse to stop doing it just because it won't get so much publicity at the minute. It's still an effective campaign, it's still an important campaign, and the animals don't care if it's on the news or not. They just want this suffering to stop. So thank you for listening, and if you're interested in getting involved with the Morrison's Misery campaign, you could sign a petition. It's through the Humane League, so you can go thl.link/stop retail cruelty with a capital S, R and C in the stop retail cruelty. Go to that, sign a petition, and also look up the Humane League and open cages for the information on the campaigns.